Hello, and welcome back to my booktube channel. Today we are going to be talking about Baba Yaga. I became very curious about what sort of entity Baba Yaga or Baba Yagas were because my husband and I were watching Dimension 20 on Dropout, which is a D&D show, and there was a season called Neverafter, the most recent one, or sort of the most recent one. But it was basically about corrupted fairy tales. And not to spoil it in case you're wanting to read or to watch it as well, but the Baba Yaga is present within the story. And when the character got introduced, a bunch of or a couple of the cast members got exceptionally excited, and I was like, I don't know who the Baba Yaga is, so I'm not sharing this excitement, but sounds very interesting and very terrifying. Um, and as the season progressed and we watched the Baba Yaga just be this like very chaotic character that isn't on anybody's side, I was like, let me read more about this character because I've heard about her and I'm pretty sure she's the witch in Hansel and Gretel. So that was like the extent of my knowledge. So at work, I actually found a book that is more traditional Slavic stories of Baba Yaga, and then at the local bookstore, I found this. Into the Forest. This is a collection of short stories by various authors, all women actually, all about Baba Yaga. What was really interesting in the foreword is the editor had mentioned how some people are very terrified and scared of Baba Yaga or Baba Yagas, whereas other people find her very warm or compassionate or like this bigger protector of women. And so yeah, I was very excited to read it. There's a range of stories set in like back in the day, and then some set definitely in present day. And there really are some stories that make you feel like warmth and compassion towards Baba Yaga, and then other ones that are just downright absolutely terrifying. I enjoyed them all. There was only one that I skipped because I think the main character was supposed to be from New Orleans, and it just seemed like it was written by someone who maybe wasn't from New Orleans or visited and then decided to make this. I don't know, something about the like first two pages, I was like, this just isn't. So I skipped it. So I read almost every story in here. It starts off with the perspective of the house, because as you can see on the cover, it's a house on chicken legs. That's one distinguishing quality of Baba Yaga is her house on chicken legs. And so the first story is about like how that came to be, which I thought was very, very interesting. There were definitely some stories of Baba Yaga like protecting young girls, trying to protect them from the village, so like society standards, trying to protect them from men. And yeah, I just liked the wide range of stories that were built or that were written in here, and I really did enjoy my time reading this book, and I definitely look forward to reading the other book that I have set aside at work that is more the traditional tales. I will say, if you're someone who reading about birth or about, you know, anything in that realm, if that's difficult for you to read, don't pick this up, because there's no way for me to tell you how to avoid those scenes, because birth, the discussion of birth or the scene being written out on page is heavily prevalent within these stories, partially because I think that's just tradition. Like I know that Baba Yaga stories were used to like scare children, because like if you were bad, she was gonna come and eat you, kind of thing. So that is laced in throughout the story. But yeah, I really liked it. There's one story that I really enjoyed, because so I like novels, short stories, poems, whatever, that make the world around me feel absolutely silent. One book that did that for me strongly was the Memory Police. And there was a story in this that did that. We're set like looking at Baba Yaga's house with the chicken legs and like the little cabin. But all the animals that she have around are very quiet. A lot of them are asleep, but they kind of look dead unless you get really close, and then you realize that they're breathing. The nature around is just quiet. Plants aren't really moving. I think it's snowing. It's just quiet, quiet, quiet. Inside, there's like barely a flame on the fireplace, and you see this mound of blankets. But wait, that's Baba Yaga. But is she dead? But if you look at her real closely, you can definitely tell that she's breathing. And then you see just these like apparitions of women that Baba Yaga has helped in the past or done something to in the past that are like arising and tending to her animals, tending to the garden, tending to her house, cleaning, making food, making sure that she's okay. And then at the end of the day, they like settle back down into the ground, and it's explained that they keep coming back to take care of her until her name becomes more prevalent and people start remembering her and remembering her power. But as of now, she's just like dormant in this time period. And I thought that was so cool. It was so silent. It was so trippy. It was only a couple pages. But it was just so still and so quiet. And I was obsessed with it. I thought it was so cool. So yeah, that's Into the Forest. I super enjoyed this. If you're also curious about who the heck Baba Yaga is, definitely check this out. I think it's great. Thank you so much for watching and liking and commenting and subscribing. If you got this far, let me know. Are you interested in Baba Yaga? Did you already know who Baba Yaga was and you were like, girl, you're late to the party, but glad you read this book to figure it out? Let me know, and I look forward to speaking with you. Talk to you later.